Alright, hey, what's going on, dudes? I am, D-Man from D-Man Productions 27 here, bringing you another video. I know it's been a little while since I last made a video. I just haven't had much to talk about recently, and now I do, so I'm gonna get into things. I actually wanted to discuss a little topic with you guys, kind of get a discussion going on something that I thought of recently regarding Minecraft. So we all know creative mode. We've all probably used it, whether it be on multiplayer servers or on single player servers to build whatever it is you want to build or do whatever it is you want to do. Now, this mode probably when you first glance at it, probably seemed really good. You can, go and do whatever you want. You can build these massive creations without the limitations of the number of blocks you can use, or gathering the resources and stuff. And you can take on the Wither right away, or the Ender Dragon, so much more easily. But I'm here to tell you that that might not be the truth. In fact, my theory is that creative mode itself might be what's causing Minecraft's downfall. Now, what I mean by that is, when you think about it, when was Minecraft most at its height? Probably around 1.8 to the release 1.0. Somewhere around that time was probably when people were most hyped about Minecraft, and it was kind of at its peak. And then afterwards, it kind of plateaued a little bit, and then now it's starting to drop, with the amount of people who want to play it, the amount of interest it's giving into people. Now, of course, with the release of 1.8, that was the release that, beta 1.8, of course, that was the time that, creative mode was first introduced. And when it was first introduced, it was amazing. You could get all of these items you couldn't even get in normal survival mode, and just use them however you wanted. You could make diamond block houses, or whatever, without the means of glitching the game or spending hours upon hours of mining diamonds and putting them on the blocks to make your house. However, some reasons that creative mode could be causing the downfall of Minecraft, well, even though it allowed people to get all these new features right away, it takes out, like, the fun in getting them. Because, yeah, you're really hyped to take enchantment tables or something, for example. When enchantment tables were new, it was this great new thing, and nobody ever thought of would be in Minecraft before. Sorry about that, guys. But yeah, people thought, enchantment table was something brand new, and it was so amazing. And they didn't even have to work for it, really, because when creative mode came out, they might have had to work a little bit, because I don't think you got infinite levels like you do now, where you can just enchant anything. I think you actually had to have the enchantment levels when they first come out, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But basically, they can just go in and they can have it right there, whereas they didn't have to work for it, making it a lot less fun to get. Like, it kind of took all the hype out of it once you got it, because 5 minutes into it, you're already bored with it, whereas the road to getting it would have taken a lot longer and would have expanded the excitement of it, because, like, you're working really hard to get it, and then you're like, whoa, and you finally get it. Yeah, and it made it feel less of an achievement. Like, this is another point I have. It makes it feel less of an achievement to get something, and more of just you getting it. Like, before you had to work hard and move up all the levels to be able to get a diamond, or you could mod it, but that's cheating, like a legitimate way. You had to work hard and get all the materials to be able to get a diamond. But when creative mode came out, you could have as many diamonds as you wanted in like 5 seconds. So there was really less of an achievement to getting that kind of stuff, and it made it seem less valuable when anybody could get it at any time. So like when you find a diamond in survival mode, it's like, oh wow, that's great, but I mean, I already know what it looks like. It's not that special to me anymore. Another point is it allowed people to experience the game more easily. People go, the whole plot of Minecraft could take less than 10 minutes, because literally all you had to do was go in creative mode, get Eyes of Ender, find your way to the stronghold, put the Eyes of Ender in the end portal, go there and defeat the Ender Dragon. Which didn't take much time at all if you were in creative mode, and you obviously couldn't get hurt, so you just used arrows or a diamond sword and you beat the crap out of the Ender Dragon and won. And it didn't take that long, so you had experienced it. It was awesome, but it only took like 10 minutes, so that probably took weeks to code, maybe even months to code into the game, and it gave an enjoyment of somebody for about 10 minutes. Whereas it would take hours at least, well, maybe not hours, but a much longer time to be able to achieve that goal of defeating the Ender Dragon. So it felt a little less of an achievement when you did it in survival mode, and you really get to experience the game more easily. Like even with the Wither now and stuff, it's like if you really wanted to beat it and just know what it feels like to face it, then or like when it first came out, people saw it, they're like, oh wow, I want to do this right now. Go and creative, put the stuff together, get some diamond armor, switch themselves into survival, and beat the crap out of it. There's no road to it anymore, is what happened when creative was introduced. Nothing felt more of an accomplishment because you could do it whenever, which, on the other hand, made people want to do better and want to make bigger things. Like, that's why things today are so elaborate with command blocks and huge structures with creative mode, because they figured, well, now that everybody can do this, I just up my game and make myself different from the rest. So that's what they did. But there's an art in simplicity, which is kind of taken out when they added creative mode in, because people could make such elaborate sculptures that if you had something simple, chances are it wasn't very good looking anymore, because you have a guy who has a mansion over here, or some guy who has a little I don't know, a little hut, a little wooden cabin. However, you know, people could obviously decorate it to make more decorated, but it doesn't. It took the art of simplicity out of the game. And yeah, it made creations less cool. That's my other point, which I kind of talked about in the last point. Like, it made people really step up their game, which is a good and a bad thing. It took, especially with survival mode, it took the greatness out of building something in survival mode, because people would be like, oh, I could build that in creative mode in like 5 minutes, or they build something or like 5 times as big as that in creative mode in half the time it took you to build that. And that while your thing may still look good to other people, it kind of makes you feel a little bit bad because you spent all this time and now someone just made something better than you. So why would you even bother playing survival anymore when if you wanted to build something elaborate, you'd just go into creative? And it made the value of creations go down. Like, creation, well, I mean, it made them go up, but it made people have to do a lot more effort, which is a good and a bad thing, whereas a lot of people had to try harder now to make bigger and better things, which caused the game to evolve and made it build, and made people make things that they do today. There would not be nearly as many mini games as there are today if creative mode was never made. However, it made people not want to try things anymore. Like, oh, I'll never be able to build something like that. Whereas a person who can build like a 2 million block replica of the Eiffel Tower or something may not be able to do that, or make a smaller scale version of that in survival mode, because they're not good at collecting the materials, or, you know, defeating mobs or something. They don't have the patience. So it kind of made the line thicker between survival people and builders. Whereas if you're a survival person, you're probably not really a builder. Or if you're a builder, you're probably not a survival person as much. Like, the two separate game modes really made people separate out. And while it made creations much better, it took away from the main part of the game, which was the survival aspect. And while mini-games came along and helped the game evolve into what it is today, where Minecraft really doesn't have one set game anymore. Survival is more of a sub-game now to all of the other games. Like, all of these games, like survival games or Spleef or something, are all part of Minecraft's sub-games now. If you go into a server, like any kind of professional server, they're bound to have one of those mini games. They may have a regular survival set off by itself, but you're most likely not going to find as many people in that as you will in the mini games, because the mini games are new. You can play them really quick. They're literally a mini game, and people like that kind of stuff. However, it gets boring fast. People have short attention spans. So eventually people are done with mini games, but there's no reason for them to go back to survival, because they've already experienced everything through creative. Like, I feel like with creative, it's taking away what, like, the main aspect of the game. Like, I feel how people now see survival, like, people now see less survival as more of what it used to be, like, where there weren't as many texture packs, there weren't as many fancy things in Minecraft that were done through creative mode. Everything was done in survival, so everything seemed better when it wasn't. And that sounds kind of weird, but that's honestly what it was. People see survival mode differently now. You might not see survival mode as punching wood in the middle of a forest and building up into a home, into a mansion, getting diamonds, and going to the nether and stuff anymore, because there's so many different ways to do it. Like, there's bottled survival, there's the survival island stuff, there's like Battle Dome or whatever. So many like mini games that kind of take over the survival aspect of it. But while you're still playing in the game mode survival, you're not really playing the survival aspect of the game. And I feel like since creative mode has kind of taken away the survival aspect, Minecraft has become more predominantly a creative mode game, which has caused more people to become which is because a majority of the survival people who played the game for the survival aspect and played it to achieve the goal of getting to the Nether or defeating the Ender Dragon have kind of died off now because they can't make it as builders, like, because they maybe just can't build, like, they don't have the attention span, or they have the attention span, but they don't have the creative mindset, or, they just can't keep up with what all the master redstone people are making, or all the amazing builders are doing. It might be hard for them. So they die off, they stop playing the game, they find something different to do. Because survival by yourself, while it's fun, it's always more fun to play survival with somebody else. However, people don't play survival with somebody else in multiplayer anymore. People don't have their own servers where they can just go and play with their friends. And I feel like that's, well, I'm not gonna say that. But like, people don't have servers where they can just go and play with their friends anymore. They go on professional servers with their friends and play mini games. I should know, I've done this before. And it's caused people to die off because they don't, once they get tired of the mini games, they don't go back to survival with their friends. They just die off. And really, like I said before, the achievements are what really made Minecraft what it was. Like, everybody used to talk about finding the first diamond or going to the Nether for the first time was always like the greatest experience, but it's not as great when you can just go there in creative mode right from the start, right when you get the game. It may be cool for a little bit, but it dies off much faster than the excitement of going there and feeling the accomplishment of doing it yourself through survival, which I feel has died off as Minecraft has evolved into the game it is today. Because you have to say, from beta of the game, even to the release of the game to now, Minecraft has evolved a lot through YouTube videos, like playing mini games and stuff. People have taken that. Survival games has become huge due to YouTube, and that is really like all those things come back to creative mode. Like, all those things were created because of creative mode, and while that helped to build it up for a little bit, it caused its downfall, because once people get bored of that, they have nothing to go back to. Yeah, you can go back to survival mode, but it's not as fun to build a house out of wood when in your creative world you have a mansion made out of diamonds or gold or iron or quartz or something. There's like, it doesn't feel as good when you have something that even you've made to compare it to, but you can't do that because you don't have the resources. And it's caused people to lose patience in the game because you don't have the like, you're so used to now being able to get the items right there. So say you want to go to the Nether or defeat the Ender Dragon or just build a huge mansion. Well, in order to do that in survival, you have to go get iron and go find the diamonds and go put the Nether portal together, go get the blaze rods, make the potions. And people don't have the attention span for that anymore because they're so used to just being able to go there, put it in, do all that stuff, and get it right there, that the slow start of Minecraft is kind of taking too long for them, where they get bored and they just stop. And now Minecraft's starting to die down, and I feel like what's really helping it survive is creative mode. However, that is also what causes it to die. Now, you could argue and say that Minecraft would have already died had it stayed in survival, which could be true, but it might not be. I mean, if they added the right features and made them not too, like, hard to get, but hard to get to it felt like an accomplishment to get it, it could be fun. And maybe, like, yeah, creative mode has really helped Minecraft develop and get the community that it has today, but it just caused the game to be dated. Whereas before, with survival, yes, it was dated, but it seemed like it was seemingly a undateable game. Like, you couldn't just, it was really hard to get tired of it with all these new features getting added and wanting to get the new features. Whereas now, when new features come out, you get them in creative mode, 5 minutes later you're already tired of them. And with the snapshots, you can go, and by the time the release comes out, you've already used all the new features through creative mode, getting all the new features every week of the snapshot. There's nothing new for you. So when the update comes out, you're not playing Minecraft anymore. And then it takes them a while to start releasing snapshots again, so by that point you've stopped playing Minecraft. And that's really all because of creative mode. Now, I'm not trying to bash creative mode. Before you all get mad at me for that, I'm not. I think creative mode is a great addition to Minecraft. I think Minecraft wouldn't be where it is today without creative mode. I'm just saying, take a look at things and think about creative mode. Is it really helping Minecraft, or has it hurt Minecraft? There are both sides to the argument. Creative mode has sparked multiple amounts of hype for the game, multiple amounts of builds and amazing structures, but are those structures really as good for the community as you might think? That's what the real question is here. But yeah, I'm going to end this video off here. Hopefully you can hear my voice throughout this video, and the microphone's a little bit far away, and I'm kind of talking a little bit quieter than I was in the beginning of the video, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know what you guys think below. As for the existence of this channel, I don't know how much I'm going to be posting to it. I'm going to try and post something. But for now, you guys just get this. So, enjoy, and I will catch you next time.